Bill. I'm Jeannie. We're two do-it-yourselfers who met on a sailboat in 1988. 3 houses and 4 boats later, we're refitting our 1998 Seahorse Oceaneer 55-foot steel trawler, Blue Sky. Welcome to our journey.
Good morning. We are here at the rollout of the Artemis rocket. Our son Nicholas works on it. What is it called that you do?
Power system engineer.
But what in the LCC? You're on the
Console for
console.
electrical systems at the center.
So he's on console for the electrical systems at the center.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, me too. You ready to go?
Yeah, I guess so.
You've had enough of the rollout of the Artemis rocket. It's going to take it like 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours to get out to the launch site. So we're done.
Alligator fences.
Bill says these are alligator fences to keep alligators from getting
will
in.
can climb straight fences, and so they have to put these curved fences in, because then the alligators climb up and fall down. Otherwise, they get inside the buildings.
Interesting. And there is the VAB, Vehicle Assembly Building.
Still moving. Boeing girl over there. NASA Visitor Center. External tanks. Could have gone on the Atlantis, but one of the shuttles, Atlantis, is inside that building there.
To use the winch to pull up our new freezer. There's the freezer on the finger pier. It's gonna go all the way up there and then in where Bill is. And Bill's up top getting the winch ready. There's a new freezer in its spot. It's a top and it's a convertible refrigerator freezer. And the bottom.
Good morning. We are getting back to adding a little bit of extra boards to this angle here. It's kind of what we're doing right now.
We still have taping to do and boards to put on. Woo! It is cold out here. What a drastic change in temperature. It's Sunday, January 18th, and this is like tropical storm winds blowing. You can see our flag whipping around, and I think it's even slowed down from 10 minutes ago. Bill's outside trying to pull us in a little bit. Woo, it's cold. We are getting very close on this side. Woo, I'm going inside. It's too cold. Just came over to the house to take a look at the backyard, and this is what I found. Oh,
It's a perfectly harmless snake, probably a gardener
I don't care.
or a king snake. A baby too. We are going to start cutting out some drawers. Here's the first set. This is for one of the cabinets in the salon, which we have not made drawers for. 24-inch drawers, 21 inches deep. These are all the bottoms. Turn. Back to one. I've already zeroed the machine. Program. Rewind. Start. Off to the next one. One bottom cut. I'm going to go ahead and cut these guys free. And I would say that compression bit worked really well. Very little, that's not tear out. Wow, did a fabulous job. Very little tear out there on that edge. None here. I wouldn't expect there to be since that's going with the grain. But where it was doing the dado, did get some tear out there, but that's up inside the piece. So yeah, A little bit of tear out there, and a little bit of tear out up here. Okay, so we got 4 bottoms and a couple of fronts. Load the next file. Tile 2, yeah, so that one. Load the file. Then it has a whole bunch of sides and a few fronts. Program, rewind, and start. We are going to assemble one of the drawers we've cut out. The drawer consists of a couple sides, a front and back. So basically I have bottom clamps, which I'll eventually use, and then I also have a set of these little corner clamps. This adjusts and keeps the upper piece square. I'm going to drop some glue in here. I just put a good bead there, there. The backboard does not go all the way out, so if I do that, so we'll bring a board over. Okay, that looks a little better. This is the rear board, so it will drop in back there with the holes sticking out the back. Go ahead and get that aligned for the moment. Put the front board on. Front board overhangs. Add these clamps. Go ahead and get them on the corners down here. So there's that one. Get in there. There we go. Now we will add glue to this piece. Flip this guy over and start dripping glue, of course. Everybody aligned. Put a clamp on here. We are flush there. Drop that one on. Okay, now gotta rotate them this way. Align one clamp up on each end. Take these in, and then a center clamp. Okay, and then I will also add this clamp here. Sides will have a little bit of pressure on them. Then to finalize things, I'll go ahead and drop a little bit of glue here. So it can roll down inside the gaps. And this one just keeps taking glue. Needs a little more. This one was done till I wiped it. And you could sit here for a long time dabbing extra glue down the corners. That's enough of that silliness. One drawer assembled. A couple more of the assembled drawers. This is the first set of drawers that have been installed. I just stuck the upper one in there just to get it out of my way. The wife has already started using it. These are the Craig cabinet slider supports, and you put this on wherever your mark is where you want that slider. I need to clear this stuff, so I want to see where everything clears that. I'm going to say about there is my minimum height for that cabinet over there. So let's pop this drawer out. Now the question is, will this drawer fit to that minimum line? Yeah. Mark it now. Got the rails, so you line that up with the leading edge. Now this rail should slide. Yeah. Okay, and then we do the other side.
Okay.
Now the true test. Does it actually fit?
Uh-oh.
Ah! I put it up too high. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Oh, jeez.
Still too tight. Okay, third time's a charm.
Let's hope so.
Will it fit? Uh-oh.
When we first put this drawer in, we finally got to the point where we could slide it in, but the soft close wouldn't work on it. What I finally figured out was the issue. Grab this drawer up here. The width from this piece inside edge to that inside edge the rails go up against on either side. And what was happening when you'd push the drawer down onto the rails to get it to click in place, it would tweak the rails just in a little bit. And then when you start sliding in, they were rubbing against and they would basically creating too much friction. I took a table saw and ran the blade all the way down this inside edge, and you can see right there where the saw came out in order to make this area between here and here just a little bit wider, and that then allowed this one to work, and all of the drawers that are at the far end also worked. That was the first group of drawers. Now when I did the next set, I added a 1/4 inch on the CNC program. Yeah, I added a 1/4 inch to the size of the cabinets, but then that was too much. I really should have probably stuck to an 1/8 or maybe 3/16. These cabinets were not designed on the CNC. These were designed actually in like Visio, and then we were manually making drawers for like the kitchen cabinets over there, where when you design a cabinet on the CNC, it designs the cabinet and the drawers so they'd be correct for the hardware and everything. But since I didn't want to just manually design these guys, so I said, hey, I'll just measure the size of the cabinet, stick that into the CNC and see how it works. Well, it worked really close, except for being about 3/16 of an inch too narrow on the drawers. That's the easel software and the cabinet maker software. So if anybody else has cabinets you're wanting to add drawers to, you need to add, just about 3/16 of an inch. If you have an 18-inch cabinet, you should make the cabinet 18 inches and 3/16. No, the cabinet. Then that's going to translate through. This drawer on an 18-inch cabinet may actually be 16 and 23/64s in size for it to actually fit just perfect. That's what I discovered in doing that.
It looks good, as always. Later.
Later.